Okay, sixth grader, so once you have your Orphism design drawn very carefully on the project paper, I know it's bigger than this, but this is just a demonstration. So I took one of the practice ones I did, and the next thing you want to do is decide how you're going to lay out the color scheme. So what I would suggest is that you figure out what you want to be warm and what you want to be cool, because I want you to use both, but I want you to figure it out in a way that's very interesting to your composition. Composition is just another word for the way things are laid out on the paper and the way things come together, including the color scheme. So I've got all these lines here. I'm thinking that whatever I decide, I think I'm going to do warm colors for the lines, but once they hit the circles, I think I'm going to make the inside of the circles cool colors. And then I think when I come to this part, though, I might switch it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make notes. So I'm going to, and don't worry about writing on the paper itself, because the oil pastels will go over on top of the pencil. You won't be able to see them. So I'm going to remind myself I want cool colors here, here, maybe the in between here. I might put warm, or maybe black and white, just to be different. You are allowed to do that, but not the whole paper. Cool, cool, black and white, cool. Maybe black and white. Maybe black and gray for this one, and then white and gray in here. And then cool. So the bubbles are all cool. All of this is gonna be warm. Warm. And then I think our little bubbles are gonna, these two little bubbles are gonna be warm, and this is all gonna be cool in the background. Okay, so you might wanna take some notes for yourself, because once you start getting into it and coloring, I don't know if you guys are like me, but I might forget. All right, the second thing is, once you've figured out how to arrange your color scheme in a very interesting way, I want you to practice on a separate piece of paper. I want you to start playing around with the oil pastels. What I want to show you about oil pastels is that for some of you, this may be the first time. They have a nice consistency to them. They are oily and they move, they're kind of smooth. But I want you guys to start blending with them. So I don't want you to just color things in like a coloring book. So now that you're in middle school, I want you to get away from just coloring things in solid colors, and I'm gonna show you some blending. So I'm gonna start with a light color. I like doing that. And I'm just gonna color in. You can color lightly, but fill in the white spaces, okay? I'm not gonna leave a whole lot of white space. And you don't have to press super hard. I actually suggest you don't press super hard. Give it like a medium pressure. Okay. In order to blend oil pastels, what you want to do is just basically gently overlap. You don't want to color over the whole color that you just put on here, but you want to give it, you want to overlap the next color that you want to blend into it just a little bit. Okay? So see, I'm going on top of the lighter blue. Okay, and then I always go back with the lighter color and kind of go even, blend it even more by overlapping on top of the darker color. All right, so you guys watching how I'm doing that? Look at that. So you're not just gonna have a solid color inside your shapes, okay? You're gonna blend the oil pastels together. This is one way of doing it. You can overlap. Some people like to take their finger and blend. All right, let's add some more dark. When you guys start doing this, you'll realize why they're called oil pastels. The way they blend, you can almost feel how oily it is. All right, like I said, some people like to take their fingers. I personally don't like to. Some people take a paper towel and blend. I like to just use the colors themselves to blend. Well, maybe we'll get a nice purple in here now. Okay, so once again, I'm going to overlap into the last color while extending this color further, okay? So I'm not just coloring over on top of each color, I'm actually giving a little bit of space for the color to blend with the last color and then to have its own space. So in other words, I don't want it to just look blue-purple. I want it to look blue-purple and then also just purple. All right, so I know I'm gonna blend something else in here so I'm not gonna color this purple dark over here because I know that I'm gonna blend another color. I wanna blend something else here. But look at how nice that looks. And then, like I said, go back and take the last color and kind of go over the purple a little bit so you can really blend it. Okay? But don't go over the purple totally because you still want purple to be by itself. All right, so let's see, what color do I want? I'm keeping with the cool colors here, so I gotta be careful. This one is kind of pushing the line, but I'm gonna blend it in anyway because it's still technically cool. I would call this circle a cool colors scheme. All right, there we go. And now I've blended the dark purple and this lighter purple together, and you can see how it looks, how each color blends into the next color. Just by overlapping a little bit. Don't forget to let that color be itself, so it's gonna need space. Just like here, it's just light blue here, and then it gradually blends in with the dark blue, and then gradually blends in with the purple, and then gradually blends in with the light purple. But you can see each color individually, okay? So that's our little lesson on blending oil pastels today. When you go to the other side, like I said, before you start coloring, I want you to label where you want your color schemes to go. And then I want you to take a separate piece of paper. Don't turn this one over. Get a separate whole piece. And it doesn't have to have circles or anything on it. You could just blend the colors together and see how they work. If you need a circle to help you out, that's fine too. Label your actual project. Make sure you know what colors you want. And then practice blending different color schemes. I would suggest you do warm and cool just to get a good feel for the oil pastels. When you are ready to go to the actual coloring part of your project, you guys can let me see where you're at, and then I will say, yes, good job on the blending, and I will say, go ahead and start coloring in your project. But I also want to see these notes, guys. I want to see where you've planned to put the warm colors and the cool colors. All right, maybe tomorrow I'll actually start showing you how to color in your actual project.